All right, so in the last tactical TikTok ads videos, we talked about Spark ads, SPC, bidding settings. We talked about how much you're gonna scale each 48 hours, what to avoid in terms of scaling, and how it kills or potentially kills performance. And we talked and drilled down when it comes to similar audiences and how to create them, and where really you want to choose the balanced audience versus the broad audience. In this video, I want to talk about a few other settings and stuff that you should test. So first of all, when you launch a campaign and you're going to choose your pixel and then the event, it's going to ask you two things out of a lot of other options that you have there that I want you to keep an eye on. So the first one is that right now the default option would be optimizing not on conversions but on value. So when do you choose value? When do you choose conversions? I personally like to start with optimizing on conversions because TikTok really needs a lot of data when it comes to optimizing. So when you launch a campaign right out of the gate, you want to make sure that you have as much conversions as possible. Optimizing on value is a very deep level of optimization. You really need the pixel to be extremely warm, and not just by getting sales from Facebook or YouTube or Google in general. You want to make sure that you really get as much conversions inside TikTok as you can before you start launching campaigns that optimize on value. That's one. Two, you really wanna try and optimize on value when you have lots of SKUs inside the store, or when you have lots of upsells and downsell options. You wanna make sure that you use value. Outside of that, I personally think that the system is much it's too young to use something that advanced or kind of like a deep type of targeting like value. So you want to make sure that you use as much as you can with conversions and stuff like that. The other thing that you have is an option on regarding the attribution. So you have two options there. You're gonna optimize or have the system look at post view sales, and if you're talking about day clicks, are you gonna let the system optimize on 1 or 7-day clicks? I personally have seen results grow much better when I click on 1-day click and no after view conversions. But this has to do with multiple things. One, if you're running on other platforms, or if you have affiliates that are running on other platforms or the same platform, you are going to see more conversions than you actually have. So unless you have a complete separation between the funnels and you are using a system and a platform that really can provide you with that separation, you know, that you're not gonna see conversions from another place, then great, you can use a much larger window of conversion or attribution. And also, if you have a much kind of like, for example, if you're in like an affiliate, I would do only 1 day because that's all you care about at the end of the day. But if you, and also if you have a very short time, like for example, you know that you're selling something that's trending right now, like a fidget spinner or like an AC when it's like summer, stuff like that. When it's evergreen, you don't care about that. Also, that's the difference between being an affiliate and being a brand owner or being the agency. It really depends what you're getting paid on and how long of an attribution window you do have, you know. So if you are going for something that's has like a very larger discovery and research loop where the user actually looks at a bunch of stuff, then you want to make sure that you click on 7-day because you want to feed the algorithm as much. And if you have a very low CPA offer or product where the cost to consumer is less than $50 or $60, then I would go with 1-day click, because at the end of the day, the discovery and research loop that the user goes through is much smaller. A few more things that I want to talk about. One would be premium audiences. So premium audiences is a feature on TikTok. It's a hit or miss, but it is mainly based, the success that you're going to potentially have there is mainly based on the amount of research and testing that you're going to go into. You're going to have a lot of options there that have to do mainly the things that would interest you, the traits, the interests that the user has. It's a hit or miss because it grabs the data, unlike, for example, from like native platforms like Taboola and Outbrain, where they get the data from lots of third-party data companies. Here, this is based on two things: how the algorithm sees the product, which is a good thing if you get, into a category, or you get to target a category that the algorithm recognized as such category, or how the advertiser set up the ad account. So when you launch a new ad account, when you create a new ad account inside your business center on TikTok, you're going to choose what industry this account is going to promote, and this creates the people who watch the videos or click on the ads or buy your products. It puts them in that premium list. So that's much worse, or it's going to underperform or not perform good at all, because lots of people opened up ad accounts. They didn't really care what they're gonna choose out of these options, or they launched a new product inside the same ad account that doesn't have to do anything with the category that they initially picked, and then you're getting that audience. So that's one thing that I'm testing, and sometimes it works, and when it works, it's great, because TikTok also digs into, people who actually made a purchase, completed payments and stuff like that. So you get people who are willing to buy online, which is already a much narrower audience. And last thing I want to talk about is campaign structure, which is something I've been asked a lot about. How I really separate the percentage of the tests that I'm doing versus the percentage of just like ads that are evergreen. So for me, it's very 80-20. I try and keep it that way. I would always have 20% of the budget where it's like testing new creatives, but that's when like an account is very mature. When I'm first launching, of course, everything is a test, and then I do like 50-50. But in general, I really try and take whatever's working inside the test. I would go into view data, even on campaigns that are SPC and where you don't have that data transparent. I look at the creatives that work, and then I grab them and I put them inside my evergreen campaigns. And that's how I slowly go from 80% testing into 80%, launching new, going into those evergreen campaigns that are just like the winners that are already tested.